Hello, hello. Anyhow, hello, good morning. Good morning. Welcome, welcome to my channel. Uh, uh, no, seriously. Well, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm going to be doing a quick reading for all of y'all. Okay. Excuse me. Going to be doing a quick reading for all of you. If you could please do me a favor, whichever platform you're watching from, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, please share this video out. Invite your friends to come watch, not the drama ones, the ones who could benefit from the reading. We don't want no drama today. Anywho, so I'm kind of just rushing because I'm actually supposed to teach a class very, very soon. My Saturday class, I teach every Saturday. And as I was doing my thing, I was told I needed to come live really quick and do a reading. So what was I told? Let me just get my hair out of my face. All right, let me go through the whole like shebang, right? I was told, and this one is really important, you are being challenged in order to become who you are destined to be. Now, I have very specific beliefs with this subject. You're already who you are destined to be. You are already that. But you probably don't believe it. And the process of ascension has more to do with the undoing of your disbelief in yourself than it has to do with anything else, really. You will accomplish more in your life's mission, in your life's purpose, by allowing yourself to accept the greatness that you are, by allowing yourself to believe that you're amazing. Of course, there's always room to grow, room to improve, right? But you're already an amazing person. You will accomplish more by allowing yourself to embrace that than you would with any workshop, any classes, any services, any meditations, any diets, lifestyles, or any of that. At the end of the day, all of those things that I named are things that you might be drawn to because it will help to further this acceptance of who you already are, but just for some reason can't believe. I mean, I'm right there with y'all. Don't get me wrong. I am right there with y'all. I'm still not sure who I am. Am I worthy of the job that's before me? You know, am I worthy of fulfilling whatever purpose I'm here for? And then comes the reminder of a realization I had not too long ago, like maybe a month ago. That's not that long. I had this realization that I wasn't chosen by God to do the work that I do. I was custom created. What's that mean? That God made me exactly as I am because who I am right now, who I have been, the person I'm still growing into, the woman I'm still becoming, it's perfect for whatever I'm asked to accomplish in the time I'm asked to accomplish it. And as I grow, my purpose, my calling, it ripens right along with me. And the same applies for you guys. It really, truly does. I believe that this applies to everybody. It applies to everyone. I just want to introduce you to my plant. His name is Dragon Dingleberry. Right here. This guy right here. Dragon Dingleberry. He was half dead when I adopted him from the grocery store for $3. He literally, my husband took one look at it because I was going to pick it up from where it was the clearance table, the table of plants. It's a little tiny table of plants in one corner of the grocery store that they're about to throw away. And they figure, well, you know, if we charge $3, maybe someone will take it and get rid of it for us. He was $3. because he was nearly dead. Look how beautiful he is. Look how long his tendrils are. I mean, like, he's thrived. He's thrived because he's been loved. He's been loved. The first couple weeks that he came home with me, I would talk to him. And I would tell him, listen, buddy. Listen, buddy. You might die, but we're sure as hell going to try. We're going to try. And if you'll allow me to help, you can be real bushy and real pretty. And as he got stronger and bushier, Sir Felix decided to give him a haircut. Quite a bit of a haircut. And then I realized, like, oh my God, why do you have pieces missing? And so I placed him higher. He has a little hook up top. He's supposed to be a dangler. That's why he's a dingleberry, dragon dingleberry. You know, and as he was placed in a space that's not just filled with love, but is also a place where he's protected. He's grown so much. That was just a few months back. It's just a few months back. Imagine how you could grow and flourish when you're placed in an environment of love, filled with love, and devoid of anything that could harm you, could harm your sense of self. Literally, most of his, and he was probably up to there. He wasn't that bushy. He was just, that's the, that's how long his little tendrils were. It's amazing what happens to us when we are protected, even from our own thoughts. When we're in an environment that helps us to understand, you know what? I'm wondering if my thoughts are a little bit skewed. I'm wondering if maybe I'm not seeing myself for who I actually am. And you guys do this for me often, where you help me to see that maybe, just maybe, I need to reconsider the way I see myself. That maybe, just maybe, I should really give myself a little bit of a break. I should learn to appreciate what I've already been through, how much I've already accomplished despite the challenges, or maybe because of the challenges. You know, I had to share something in a private group earlier. I felt so called to share this. It was just something that was so heavy in my heart. And I wrote, whenever you experience things that are majorly inconvenient or flat out life shattering, what I keep being shown by God is that you are simply being redirected towards the divine achievement your current circumstance is preparing you to achieve. Instead of fighting the process or being discouraged, take a moment to sit quietly and observe what God is showing you through your life. Currently thankful for all the mix-ups, inconvenience, not so good news that's gently and not so gently clearing the way ahead. I feel so strongly that the building of the kingdom is about to level up for all of us. For all of us. Gratitude is the only language I choose to use. It's the only language I choose to use. You have many languages that you speak. Most of them are negative. Negative towards others, and in particular, very negative towards self. Let's try something together really quick. I want you to place your right hand over your heart, your left hand over your solar plexus. Okay? Your solar plexus is just beneath your rib cage, over your stomach organ. So you can't see it because of my boobies. But do that to yourself, okay? Take a deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Take another deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, feel your left hand begin to tingle. You're pulling in energy from your solar plexus. This is your personal power. As you exhale, push that energy down your right arm, out your right hand into your heart. Support your ability to love yourself in this moment. Supercharge it. Infuse it with conscious awareness of your capacity to love yourself. Every time you breathe, you're pulling in energy from your solar plexus into your left hand. You're pushing energy down your right arm, out your right hand, into your heart. Support your capacity to love. And as you do that, as you consciously breathe, consciously choose to support your capacity to love yourself, I want you to repeat after me. I'm grateful for the ways my life has taught me how to grow. I'm grateful for every redirection I have experienced. I trust that whatever I do not understand right now, when I am mature enough, I will be able to look back and completely understand. I'm thankful for my life. I'm thankful for my learning. In the moments that I don't understand, I have gratitude for the trust that I know eventually I will. Take one more deep breath in. Very slow exhale out. Allow yourself to feel the difference in you. What's shifted inside you? Has something shifted? If nothing has shifted, try and assess what's stopping you from shifting. You don't have to make a 180-degree shift. Do you understand? When you shift that large in one maneuver, you will accrue a type of momentum that will, once it catches up with where you are, will push you another 180 degrees. That's why we make these massive life changes only to think we've failed because we're right back where we started. No. That's a movement. The momentum has caught up, and now it's pushing you another 180 degrees right back to where you started. How do we change our lives in such a way that can be sustained, in such a way that it becomes an integral part of our daily process and part of our norm, and therefore no longer takes any effort to sustain? Shifts that are 1 degree at a time. Shifts that are so imperceptible that they are categorized by most as simply allowing. That you are no longer trying, you're simply allowing. You have an internal movement that will continue just like the second hand of a clock. It ticks 1 degree at a time. Tick, 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 just like that. We're over here trying to move an entire hour in 1 second, and we wonder why we have this sense of failure. Did you fail, or did you set yourself up to experience the sense of failure? That's a major question to ask yourself. Major question. I better start pulling cards because I really I gotta get going for class. I gotta hurry up. Hold on, let me drink. All right. Let's see. Oh my. Oh no. Okay. All right, let's see. We have Seven of Wands in reverse. Giving up, defeat, timidity, cowardice, overwhelmed. So for many of us, we become so overwhelmed because we overwhelm ourselves, right? We overwhelm ourselves. Reminds me of, times where I frustrate my husband. We have a real marriage, guys. I frustrate him a lot. He frustrates me a lot. But in that frustration, we're shown different points of view. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's not fighting. It's not arguing. It's frustration because we want to get our way. And we're being shown there's a completely different way to see, to do, to experience, to perceive, right? So my husband and I, we work together. We run our company together, and we're always together. And there's times where I'll go through a checklist of things that needs to be done. I'll go through it verbally. And my husband, I don't know why he thinks this, but then that frustrates me because it's like, bro, that's not what I mean. When I say something that needs to be done, he thinks that my expectation is for him to stop what he's doing to do that. So I'll be like, we need to do this, 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 and this. And then he'll be like, how do you expect me to get all that done when you just told me to do something? And I'm like, this is a list of things that need to be done. This is not drop what you're doing and do everything right now, because there's no way you can do everything all at once. And I think that's the thing. Because I sometimes will do that to myself as well, where I feel as though I have to get everything done all at once, when in reality, I can do one thing at a time. I can do one thing at a time. It doesn't have to be everything all at once, right? It doesn't. And that's how we set ourselves up for this sense of disappointment, frustration, a sense of failure, like one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Or maybe if you're like me, 4 things at a time. Though it takes me a little bit longer, but it all gets done at the same time. Like, I'm totally ADHD about it. If I'm cleaning, say there's a shirt in the kitchen, someone left their shirt on a seat, and I'm cleaning the kitchen, and I'll be like, oh, let me put this in the laundry room. And on the way to the laundry room, I see the backpacks. Okay, I need to put that in the closet. And so I pick up the backpack, and then I have the clothes, and I'm on the way. And now the closet's completely somewhere else. And then I see the shoes. I got to pick up the shoes too. And, and then eventually it all just gets dumped in a pile. And it's like, wait, and let me just, for laundry room first. And I think I gotta eat. That's how my cleaning always goes. I'm literally cleaning the entire floor at one time. And if I have to bring something, like say we have a second story, if I have to bring it upstairs, that whole floor is going to get cleaned before I can manage to get back downstairs. If there's a basement and I got to bring something down, the whole basement's going to get organized before I can make it to the ground level. And it's okay though. It's okay because I've given myself permission to function in the way that I function. Now, when you don't give yourself permission to function in the way that you function, how do you get things done? You don't. You get frustrated. You get caught up in, I'm not supported. No one helps me with blah, 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 which sometimes I end up feeling that way. Is it because no one helps me? Or is it because I take it upon myself to do all of it by myself? In reality, I'm over here with this silent expectation of other people to see me cleaning and that they better volunteer themselves or I'm going to feel unsupported. And that's not fair. That's not fair. When I realized I was doing that, I halted that type of behavior because that's not fair. If you want someone to help you, you have to ask for the help. You have to point out like, hey, can you guys help me? So over the years, I've learned to switch up my approach and be like, Hey guys, my senses are overwhelmed. I'm overloaded. I'm overwhelmed. I cannot stand to see the kitchen this way. I cannot stand to see the living room this way. And is it thrashed? No. Just things need to be put away. Dishes might need to be washed. Pots might need to be washed. Who knows? It's little things. It's little things. But because of my sensory integration struggles, the little things that are not in their place are big things to me. It's like bells ringing. But I shouldn't force people outside of me to have the same struggles as I do inside of me. Does that make sense? We can't expect people to understand what we struggle through if we never give them the opportunity to experience life within our head, within our heart. Because now I vocalize, not necessarily in an angry way, but I let my family know, like, hey guys, I can't stand it anymore. I can't take it. It's too much stuff out. Can we clean up? Literally everyone will, okay, hey guys, let's clean up. Everyone will clean up. It's a beautiful thing. And I don't feel unsupported. I feel like, oh, thank God, now I can get some other stuff done after I clean up this area. They're cleaning up those areas. All right, everything's being cleaned. Yay! Now I can be more productive. And because everything's in its place, I feel more peace within myself. And now I can have an even better attitude, a better approach. A lot of times, the environment that you keep is very, very reflective of the environment inside you. Either you're chaotic inside and it's being projected into your environment, or your environment is chaotic and it's being taken in to your internal. So I can only take so much disarray. You know, I'm trying my best to not have things need to be always in its place, because that's control issues. I used to have that, okay? And then it became this, I let everything go. You can't exist at the extreme of the polarities. It's healthier to be in that center point, right? So Queen of Wands, look at her. Queen of Wands. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It brought back a memory, because when I was a kid, my cousin, we grew up like siblings, super close. Our mothers were super close. And because she wanted to take Polynesian classes, I had to take Polynesian classes. Oh my God. Yes, I know how to poly roll the hips. Anyways, Queen of Wands, optimism, independence, confidence, passion, and verve, right? There's this one song that comes into mind, a vibrant thing. I love that song. You know, the Queen of Wands represents a fiery force. The volcano goddess Pele rages, can be destructive, but her blessings are just as powerful. She is the creativity of dance. She is the creativity of dance, the nourishment of rich soil, and the chaotic force of an explosion. So for me, this is communicating that for some of us, we have this surge of energy. And when we are frustrated and don't have an outlet, don't have some type of maybe internal or external guidance, we will explode and it will just be destructive. If you know how to harness your energy and consciously choose to utilize it for creativity, for construction, for whatever it is that's positive and beneficial, you will satisfy that need to release, but it won't be in a destructive way. See, a lot of spiritual people, they're kind of programmed to believe that you're never allowed to be angry because you're spiritual, right? Because love and light. You're spiritual, love and light, and you can't ever feel anything negative because then you're demonic. That's obnoxious. That's obnoxious. I don't care who I offend saying that. That's obnoxious. To require me to not exist as a whole person is a complete disrespect to my sovereignty and my soul. I will not comply. No. Demand is rejected. Mhm. Request denied. I will not comply. What I've learned working the energy that I work, anger is nothing but an energy. For many of us, we're so freaking angry at this point. We're angry because of how our lives have gone for years on end. We're angry. That's okay. You can still be a positive person and feel anger. But when you don't release that anger, and I'm not talking about just venting, I'm talking about utilizing that very potent energy for the construction of a life that's worthy of you. What happens? You bottle it up, you keep shaking it. It's like a carbonated type of energy. Eventually, that can is going to burst. Eventually, you're going to take it out on someone. Is that how you want to live? Is that all you're destined to be? I saw this post. I got to share it with you guys. I got to share it because sometimes I tell you, I crack myself up. I tell you, I tell you, I be cracking myself up. I crack myself up. I gotta hold on. I gotta share this with you. Hold on. Uh, hold on. It cracked me up seeing it this morning because it really makes me appreciative of the way I process my life. So it's no secret that I had gone through a period at one point where you know, I experienced cyberbullying, or people attempted. People attempted to cyberbully me. And it cracks me up because they tried real hard. They wanted it to be this thing where um they were all going to come together, they were all going to be mean to me. I mean, a lot of people, you guys. I mean, like over 20 people. They were forming this little group and they were trying to get everyone together, like, let's take Emmy down, we all hate Emmy. And they wanted this back and forth. They wanted to engage me and have me like livid and crying and all of this. And you know what my response was this. Hold on. So this is from my memories on Facebook. I launched a campaign on Teespring. I made shirts that said #CuntClub. And underneath that, it says no to cyberbullying. They wanted to argue. I wanted to sell some shirts. So I sold some shirts. Cunt Club shirts. I found it hilarious. It was a joke. Their behavior was a joke to me. Why was it a joke? Because it was funny? Their behavior, no. Their behavior was not funny. What was funny was this belief that these people had that they could usurp the power of my soul over my life, a soul that was custom created by the hands of God. By God. They were going to override God's will. You're tripping. You're tripping. You're just being a total cunt. I swear to God. You're just hilarious. I'm sorry. You thought you had that power? Oh shit, they were serious. They thought they had that power. They thought they had the power to override the will of God. No. Honey, even I couldn't override the will of God when it comes to my life. This is not something I chose. This is something that unfolded right in front of me. I didn't hatch up a plan one day to be publicly visible. This is something that just unfolded right before me. What have you allowed yourself to believe in order for you to deny the fact that you're exactly where you need to be when you need to be there, experiencing the things you need to experience. Thank you, Kathy. I remember you took a picture with your goats. She took a picture with her goats wearing her shirts. I loved it. I loved it. Oh my God. If you have that picture still, please send it to me. I want to save it. I don't know if I screen grabbed it. It cracked me up so hardcore. I loved it. I loved seeing you in it. So utilize your anger in a way that's more constructive for you. They wanted me to be angry and to have nasty behavior and be a reflection of them. No, you can't force me. No. No. No, thank you. Lisa says, I don't like bullies. And hold on. I don't like bullies. When I've had enough, I bully the bully. I'm trying not to do that anymore. Just nip it in the bud right away and not let it fester. Speak my truth. Amen to that. I used to do that. I used to become a bully of bullies. If they push me too far, I will bully the bully. I don't cur, but I do cur. I cur a lot. I cur. And so what have I learned to do? Accept whatever my reaction is. If I ignore it, then I meant to just ignore it. If I acknowledge it, then that's something that needed to be acknowledged. Do I need to make it a point to be the person who will always be the one to teach the bullies about bullying and not to bully people? No. No. Not always. Not always. And in allowing myself to pick and choose, oftentimes in a not so intentional way, I'm allowing myself to have the type of movement that I need to have within my own life's lessons. It makes it a lot easier for you to unfold into the person that you actually are when you allow for this type of movement. Okay? 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups. Self-pity, guilt, regret, stagnation, and depression. Okay, so you went from, and see, this is the normal, common type of process. You go from being Pele to then 5 of Cups. You stuff it all down, and by the time you take it out on someone because you need to release, it's usually the person who's probably not even going to fight back or talk back. And now you feel bad because, they're such a nice person. I can't believe I did that. Oh my God, I'm horrible. Then starts the pity party. You put on the pity princess ball gown and you take out the pity party silverware, and you don't need to do that. You don't need to do any of that. Sometimes people will say or do things to me in front of me, whatever, that I'm like, whatever. You're a crappy person. I'm not. I'm good. I'm out. And that's all I need to do. Other times, it's something that causes me to become reactive. And I'm like, hold on, mofo. What did you say? And at that point, you're pretty screwed. Because now I'm going to say something. Both are accurate. Both are appropriate. It really just depends. I trust my soul to restrict my ability to reply if I'm not supposed to reply. Do you know how freeing that is to be able to do that? To trust your soul to restrict your ability to interact with toxicity if you are not going to grow from it. If it's just a petty back and forth, my higher self be cock blocking. My higher self cock blocks. Not even joking. It blocks my ability to. And that's okay. That's how it should be. That's how it has to be. So we have Two of Wands in reverse, indecision, doubt, fear of the unknown, playing it safe. You know what's sad? Some of us feel so safe in an environment where we are not loved properly. Simply because it's more convenient to stay in an environment that you know exactly what type of disappointment to expect from the person who claims to love you. When we allow people to love us in a way that's not actually love, that tells me everything I need to know. It tells me you don't know what love is yet, and that you probably haven't experienced a healthy form of love yet. And that maybe it's not my place to say anything, to critique, to offer unsolicited advice or support. And maybe I need to just take a step back and give you your space, let you figure out your situation. It's just one of those things, you know? It's one of those things where you have to learn what your proper place is. Mooney, please clear out the goons. So, let's see. Let us see here. Four of Cups. A lack of awareness, pessimism, daydreaming, lethargy, reevaluation. So this is really telling me that it's like it's a lot of negative stuff in these cards so far. It's almost this sense of being called out. All of that reservoir of toxicity that we hide deep within us, it's being called to the surface. We are being asked to assess or maybe reassess and reassess some more exactly where it is we need to go within ourselves. Not because that's where it's the healthiest. No, because that's where we need to put more of our focus to cleanse, rejuvenate, realign, rebalance. During my readings, during these live streams, really, because what are we doing right now? We're at church right now, right? This is basically church. I'm preaching to you in some capacity. When we enter into this sacred space, calling out is not necessarily calling out. It's about a reminder to take accountability for your choices, the options you've selected, and the ramifications of those options that you selected. You know, it's an option to have lack of action. So when you lack action, that's your choice, right? And then things fall apart because you didn't take the proper action. That's still your choice. And you can't be like, but I didn't do anything. Well, not doing something is doing something. Allowing someone to bully you around is doing something. That's chosen. Granted, most of us don't have the courage to stand up and be like, no. You know, most of us are like, should I say something? Not that we're okay with it, but it's like, oh, well, political correctness. I don't want to be rude. Oh my gosh, this is a stranger. What should I do? What if someone's recording and then people, they'll put it on the internet? Yeah, I'm going to act however I'm going to act. If I want to act ratchet, I'm going to act ratchet. There's different versions of my ass. You know what I mean? Like I could be ratchet. I could be very prim and proper. It really just depends. What environment am I in? I could absolutely be the type of person who can hold elevations and symposium with you. I could talk about esoterica at the wazoo, or I could be ratchet AF. What you need, baby? What you need? You need me to be your mama? You need me to be your equal? What you need? I could be your karma if you want. I could be all those things, but guess what? You don't get to tell me which thing I will be. Those are all options that are laid before me, and I will personally select. Am I gonna select Ratchet Emmy today? No. Put that away. That's not in style. I mean, there's no shame in me acknowledging that I have all these different aspects to myself, all these different fractals of my own personality that can come out. They're all valid parts of me. Just because specific environments cannot readily accept that part of my personality does not invalidate my personality. No, no. I'm a whole being. I'm a whole being. As talkative as I am in live streams in real life, good luck hearing me talk. Even more good luck to you to try and get me to speak about things with depth. Most people will get like, oh, that's it. That's it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'll just say it. All right. Four of Coins, hoarding, possession, financial stability, materialism, and stinginess. Okay. Here's the thing that I get from this card. You will only have a finite amount of space within your auric field. If you're going to hoard, make sure you hoard the right things. If you're going to hoard material things, material wealth, that carries more density. It takes up more space. So you won't have as much space for spiritual wealth. It's not a bad thing to want material things. Doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a bad person. I know some people who are amazing people and they drive ridiculously fancy cars that are worth well over 150 grand. I know people who have purses that are like $80,000 and they're still really good people. They're still really good people. Would I choose that for myself? No, that's not my thing. That's just not my thing. I would rather use that money on others because that's how I am. See, here's the thing that doesn't make me a better person, though. Why? Well, because the reason I'm like that is because I was programmed to give rather than allow myself to receive. It's not because I'm better. That's something I have to work on. That's actually something that is very detrimental to me because when it's time for me to receive, it's extremely difficult. So it's not evidence of me being a better person. It's simply evidence of me receiving different programming from childhood. You see that? We're all equals in the same thing. We're all in the same type of situation. Are you aware that regardless of what tax bracket you are, societies are structured to cause you to be in this percentage of debt versus your income? That just because you can afford more doesn't mean you have less debt. It typically indicates that you probably carry a larger debt ratio. Yeah. Yeah. People think like, oh, you're in a higher tax bracket. Oh my God, life must be easy. No, no, it's not. They have a larger income to debt ratio. They can afford more debt. That's what society programs us to do. So that you are crushed by the financial burden. And because you are crushed by the financial burden, you have to work day in and day out and slave away. Just keep slaving away. I work because I love my community. I love you guys. That's why I work every day. To me, it's not work. To me, it's showing up to my life and my purpose. When was the last time you woke up before your alarm clock went off with just this verve for life and purpose? A life lived with purpose. And your purpose does not always have to be saving other people. Toss that out. Toss that out. That's a manipulation you were taught. Your divine purpose can be simply making art. It can be making music. It can be construction. Your divine purpose could be dog walking. It could be simply being an ear to listen. Your life purpose might be Making sure you take a long walk every morning and every person you pass, you greet them. You know, people who are like that, they're very special in my heart. The people who just greet everyone, right? It's more than just being social. I look at them and I see the human beings who are filled with souls that serve as reminders that God exists. Have you ever had a day where it was such a bad day and it's not getting any better? And some random stranger just smiled at you, complimented you, maybe something, and it nudged you out of that deepening, darkening hole that you were slowly sliding into. Those people are special. That can be a life purpose. That can be part of your life purpose. You don't necessarily need to create some type of missionary thing and, you know, all of these other preconceived notions of the only things that are acceptable life purposes. No. And I heard that. I heard that. I heard someone say, well, that's funny. Isn't that what you did? What did I do? Create a ministry? Honey, let me tell you, it's only logical for me to have filed for a nonprofit status. Why? Well, I was already doing this, except I was taking on tax liability. Why not make it official? This is already what I've been doing. Anyone who's known me on Facebook for how many years knows I've been running my personal life and personal finances as a nonprofit with a tax liability. That makes no sense. Might as well create a formal organization that doesn't have the tax liability. So all of the money that goes into that can be spent on the people. Common sense. So isn't that what I did? What? Have common sense? It's common sense. Common sense. That's what I did. Because that's part of my purpose, is to be publicly visible. Publicly visible. Might as well make it official. When people question you and your purpose as you understand it to be, and the way you've expressed and lived your purpose, hey, have no shame in sharing your truth. Don't be ashamed. Allow it to be an opportunity for you to open someone else's eyes. Don't be ashamed at all. No? Share your truth. Share your freaking truth. See, people who don't know their proper place in any environment, we're very animalistic still. In so many ways, we are still mammalian wildlife, right? How so, Emmy? Well, if you look at the mammals, they have a certain type of hierarchy. What's that hierarchy, Emmy? Well, when you have an interloper enter into the kingdom of a pride of lions, typically that interloper will test the king of that jungle. Why? Well, they want to know where they fit in. And once they get their ass handed back to them, they leave. But see, if the king does not defend their kingdom, a new king is crowned. I tell you right now, I will defend my kingdom with tooth and nail. Fuck yeah. You want to come here and challenge me? See, I'm aware of the way the animal kingdom works. When the old Lion King gets dethroned and a new Lion King comes and is wearing the lion crown, all the lion cubs from the previous king are. Did you know that? And that knowing alone what happens to the babies, knowing that information, just that one little piece of information, don't ever come here and challenge me, because you will have the appropriate response for that challenge. You can question me. That's fine. You can disagree with me. That's fine. But if you think you're going to come into my sacred space, throw your weight around thinking you can take over, game fucking on. Game on. Game on. Because I will defend my community to the bitter fucking end. Your bitter fucking end. Not mine. No. When people approach you and your life with that same type of intent, that same type of energy, where they're going to deconstruct you in such a way that is destructive, rise up. There's a war to be fought. Put your gear on. Load all your gear on. And let's go. Don't ever back down. Don't ever allow yourself to be bullied out of your own effing life. It's your life. You own it. You can leave the environment. You can do all sorts of different things. But giving up on yourself, that's never an acceptable option. Allow yourself to experience the things that need to be experienced in order for you to get to where you need to be within yourself, within your life. Hold on. We have 9 of Swords. Anxiety, terror, nightmares, obsession, insomnia. This is sounding real tragic at this point. Oh, shoot. This reading is sounding tragic. Here's the thing. Sometimes the tragedies are what leads to the discovery of the heroine. The hero of the story. Whose story? Your story. Who's the hero? You are. Whose story? Your story. Who's the hero? You are. One more time for good measure. What story? Your story. Who's the hero? You are. Okay. So let's see. Ace of Swords. New projects, truth, assertiveness, creative thinking, clarity. So things are about to change. Okay. Thank you, Lindsay. Things are about to change. They're going to change for the better if you make it better. They will change for the better if you select the path that leads to the better. And if you don't, then they don't. They stagnate and sometimes they worsen. So let's see. Okay. We have the Justice card in reverse. Bias, false accusations, intolerance, abuse, and dishonesty. Is this what you're doing to yourself? Is this what you're doing to yourself? Do you have a bias against yourself and your success? Do you falsely accuse yourself of certain things? Intolerance, abuse, and dishonesty. Are you intolerant of your own process? Are you intolerant of your needs? Do you abuse yourself? Do you maltreat yourself? Do you go without just so someone's preference and comfort can be catered to? Are you dishonest with yourself about your capacity, your worth, what you deserve? 3 of Cups. Celebrations, friends, indulgence, parties, community. There's going to be a lot for us to celebrate very soon. If you don't know the way to get yourself out of whatever situation you're in, if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling abandoned by life, by friends, by family, by even God, keep showing up here. We will show you a different way to see yourself. We together, not just me. This is an entire community of reflections of me, an entire group of people who are willing to support you in some way. Oh my God, you guys, I hope it's okay for me to share. Like, oh, I can't share it. I didn't ask permission. I'm sorry. It's good stuff though. I just like it touched my heart this morning. I will ask if I can share it and maybe in a future live stream I will share it. But it has to do with something that I asked you guys to join me in supporting and helping. And it's just it's like it makes me excited because it's proof of what I've said, where this is such a beautiful person and they're just a little bit down on their luck, but with some support, like they're such a reflection of my own heart. They give so much. And they never ask for anything unless it's absolutely necessary. And even then it's like, I would love to share that. Okay. I gotta hurry up. Final card. Let's see. 10 of coins in reverse. Financial disaster, disputes, instability, broken traditions. So we got the eclipse coming tomorrow. The eclipse is a doozy. It's a doozy. All right. Broken traditions. We're going to be breaking those traditions, okay? I want to focus on that meaning of the card. Broken traditions. Breaking the tradition of learning to be low income. That's something that you're taught. You're taught the low income mentality, right? And newsflash, I would say about 70%, 80% of society is low income. I'm in that group. Yeah, that's not something to be ashamed of. It's something to work to get out of. I'm not talking about the financial. I'm talking about the mindset that blocks your abundance and creativity, that then blocks your financials. Blocks can be picked up and moved. Your spiritual vehicle has a steering wheel. You can, right? Don't just sit there in front of a block twiddling your thumbs. If you can't pick it up, put your shit in reverse and turn the wheel. Start steering your vehicle. Okay? Start steering your vehicle. Allow yourself to enter into a space where you have the doors wide open for abundance in all of its forms to re-enter into your life. It's not just monetary abundance, guys. There's so many forms of abundance. Good friendships, healthy family, a life lived with purpose, abundance and clarity, abundance and fortitude, abundance in so many different things. When you're abundant in all those things that I just named, there's no way you cannot also be financially abundant. When your purpose is cast aside and your focus is simply making money, all the things that would naturally bring the money in are blocked off. Yes, you need to make sure you have enough money. Yes, you need to pay attention to your finances. There's a cost to live. There's a cost to exist on this earth. You have bills you have to pay. Yes, you have to pay attention to that. But when you make that your only focus, when the energy flows strictly to that concern until you've become an unlimited being, you're pulling the frequency that holds open the pathways for the abundance to take different channels into your space. So what does that mean? You will struggle. And that struggle is very much contingent on your willingness and your capacity to release the need to control. You have some measure of control in your life always. But when you try and usurp your own soul, let me tell you from experience, you will always lose. You will always destroy yourself. It's not a bad thing, but it's painful as fuck. You don't want to hurt? Choose to learn in a different way. Simple as making a choice. Choose to learn in a different way. I promise you'll learn. You'll learn, and it will be easier and easier and easier to learn and grow and expand in your awareness and reach higher levels of dimensional consciousness. Let go of everything you've learned thus far. Even if it's something you learned from me, let it all go. Clear the space and allow your soul to pick and choose what will be brought back to you. Letting go is not throwing away. Letting go is freeing your hand to be open to receive. So receive. I hope you guys join me tomorrow. I'm going to have a fire ceremony. Thank you, Lindsay. You're like a mega, I'm telling you guys, Lindsay, she is a mega executive assistant. I'm just saying, priceless. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, thank you. Thank you for all the things that I had to cry myself to sleep through in order to clear space for Lindsay to arrive. I mean that with all of my heart. Thank you for the things that I lost, that I thought for a moment would destroy me. And in that moment, I didn't know. The path was simply being cleared. And thank you for giving me the courage to be able to trust the process and gracefully let go, open my hand and let go. And in the absence of that unnecessary burden that I was holding on to, and yes, that's meant to be petty, as my reward for submission to the will of my soul, my fingers felt the arrival of Lindsay. I love you, girl. You're amazing. So I hope you guys join me tomorrow for a very, very, very special fire ceremony. You can find that by going to soulworksynergistics.com/fire ceremony. I'll be live tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to do some badassery. Oh, also, I would like to share with you that my husband corrected me the other day. He's like, I don't know why you keep saying backslash. soulworksynergistics.com/. It's /. Well, first off, I'm fucking dyslexic, mister. How was I supposed to know? I'm not the tech person. So it's /. Whatever the slash is. It's a slanted fucking line fire ceremony. soulworksynergistics.com slanted fucking line fire ceremony. He's like, I'm just telling you. That was my reaction. I need to cleanse my vision. Now you're still here. I was so pissed. Slanted fucking line. That's what I'm going to say from now on. Jesus Christ, superstar. I gotta go. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. If you're watching me from Facebook, share this out. Hashtag it cunt club. Share it to the people who disliked me. I know you guys still talk to them. Share it with them so they know, bitches, I'm still here. All right, guys, I've just talked enough shit. I gotta go. I hope everyone has an amazing, amazing weekend. Please be mindful of who you exchange energy with during this weekend. That energy, that's all I gotta say. All right, guys, I'll see you again very soon. Bye, everyone.